I took a Force Effects Luke lightsaber by Master Replicas, converted it to a modern Luxeon Tri-LED and a Photon blade. And the reason why I did this, my saber got broken, as you can see on the picture here to the left. Blade got broken with some intense play, decided to upgrade it and convert it to some modern technology. Here's the inside of the electronics. You can see everything's ripped apart of the original, kept the original batteries as well. And there's a brown lead over to the right. Here's a closer view, but let me go back a little bit here. That brown LED or brown lead is actually your positive, and it comes into the back of the LEDs. Now I split it with blue, so I went from 3 blue leads to the brown. That's all your positives, as you can see on each of the LEDs. They each need a wire, and then each one also needs a negative. Now on this strip, the rainbow strip, you'll see there's a bunch of different colors. Actually, everything but brown is your negative. So you can use those. You can split those if you would like as well. I use different ones here, and then there's actually 2 spare that hang off. You literally can cut those. They're just totally not needed. Now here's a side view. But let me go back to this. You can see the soldering here. I had to bring in each positive on each side of the LED, and then on each side of the LED there's a negative as well. And here's the side view. You can see where the brown positive, I actually split it, soldered it, and you can tape it as well. So I have that brown positive splitting to 3 positives on the front. Here's what it looks like when it lights up. It's a beautiful sign to see all 3 LEDs actually working. Sometimes when you're soldering, not everything works the way you want. So make sure you test it before you put it together. Alright, that's it. Now in the next video, I'm going to actually show comparisons of after it's done compared to original Force Effects Saber. And I'm also going to show you the Photon blade, as you can see in this photo. Extremely bright. Get it from Vaders Vault. It's actually a special blade that reacts with chemicals to different colored light, especially blue light.
As you can see, all 3 are lit.
Yeah!
Alright, today I have for you a conversion. This is a Master Replicas conversion. What I did was had a Force Effects lightsaber, got broken. Kind of like the one that you see here. This is Obi-Wan's, but I have Luke's. It got broken, and what I did was decide to convert it and fix it at the same time, because they have conversion kits out there that can make it better, and I have photos and some other videos I'll put up on some details of how I did that. But let me show you the hilt here. It's a lot more solid. I had to do some soldering, cutting, drilling, even tapping. You can see where I have a screw here, a thumb screw. This is mostly for looks. When I put the lightsaber on, I'm actually going to replace that one with a different one. It's a little longer than the default Master Replicas. I even created my own on the inside, what they call a blade plug. So when the blade's not there, it'll actually block it and make it look like something that was a lightsaber at the bottom, and light can come out of that as well. Now let me show you the blades. With it, if I put the original Force Effects blade in here, you'll see there's styrofoam, there's a LED, there's a diffusal layer, and there's the outer layer. But it's going to actually block the light way too much. So I converted this. Inside you'll see LEDs. They're cyan, which is blue, blue, and white. The reason why I did blue, blue, and white is I'm going to show you in a little bit. I have a Vaders Vault Photon blade, and it's chemically enhanced. It's actually kind of a lightish green, yellow color, but when blue light hits it, it reacts and it glows a really bright, bright green. So instead of getting green LEDs to make a green blade, to have the absolute brightest green, it's actually better to get the cyan and put in that Photon blade. So here's the OEM default Force Effects blade. You'll see inside there's a strip of LEDs surrounding that to protect it, strip of foam. Over top of that is the diffusal strip, which is this white part, looks like a shower curtain. Over top of that is the clear polycarbonate, not too thick because this doesn't have a lot of room for it. But if I put that in, turn it on, you'll see actually the light is blocked a lot. I'll even turn off the light so you can see. Now it looks really bright, but you can see where it gets really dark near the end quite a bit. And a lot of the light is blocked. So what you can do, you can actually keep your force effect blade, take out the styrofoam and the LED. You can't use it. Now what I can do is put the normal force effects blade, and it's a little bit loose, it's a little too small. And I have a blade retention screw that I drilled and tapped into the side. And I got the LEDs, actually most of the stuff from Custom Saber Shop's website. They have a kit for converting to the Luke. This is the kit, and I have some photos showing some details. But this is the finished work. So let me show you. After everything's said and done, it's a lot brighter. Let me turn on the cyan blue here. Really bright, super bright. Let me turn it off in the dark so you can see. Extremely bright. Looks really nice the way it is actually, just for blue. You can keep your force effect blade. If you want just blue, it looks nice, but there are sturdier blades like from Saber Forge, Ultra Sabers, Custom Saber Shop have ones that are thicker that you can do some fighting with. This one wouldn't really do for fighting, just for show and looks. But now it's a replaceable blade, and just for comparison's sake, here is original force effects. This is the Obi-Wan. Now I'm going to show you this compared to this one, the one that's been modified. So this one has the LED strips, over 40 of them going up. And I'm going to turn on this one with blue so you can see the comparison. And then in a few moments I'll do another one with the green. Pretty blue color, very blue, goes all the way up. Here's the conversion. Much brighter. Side by side, see a huge difference. Now I'm going to do it with the lights off. Again, the first one, force effects. Here's the regular Obi-Wan. Looks nice, especially in the dark. Especially on the phone camera here, because it changes. But watch this one. It's a lot brighter. Side by side, huge difference in person. Massive difference in person. If I were to put a measure on it, I would say it's a good, I don't know, 60-80% brighter. But the way it lights up is nice because the force effect is real even, goes all the way up the blade. You get a lot of color. I mean, it looks pretty. This one kind of reminds us more of what a lightsaber in the movies and TV shows looks like. Really bright at the bottom, gets a little darker as it goes up, but it's extremely bright all the way through. Now, this is a special blade from Vaders Vault called the Photon blade. It has a bullet tip on the end. The light comes through here really well, and this is sturdier. It's a lot thicker than the force effects blade, so this is actually designed for a little bit of fighting and stuff, or doing skits on YouTube. So let me compare just these two, and then I'll put it next to the force effects as well. So this is the standard blade, but with my converted LEDs. Nice and bright. Let me switch blades, put in the Photon blade, so you can see how that would compare. Here's the Photon blade. Green and tremendously brighter. Doesn't always translate so well on the video, but it's so bright you just don't see anything near it except light coming out. Now the big comparison, let me do it with the lights off in the dark. I'm going to do the force effects one first, then the Photon. So now it's dark. Force effects blade, blue. Pretty bright. Let me swap. Very bright, all the way to the tip. Even at the very end is lit up brightly. So this Photon blade is pretty much the brightest thing I've seen. It illuminates this entire room. Let me switch again. There's the default blade, bright. Looks kind of weird near the tip though, of the force effect, especially in person. Looks kind of weird. But if I switch, extremely bright. Extremely bright. Lights up the whole room. Even then, with the light on, extremely bright, all the way through to the tip. Lights up the whole room. Much sturdier now too. Still has the sound effects. Now if I take that out, let me show you the blade plug. Actually, it looks like this. I got some metal here. Put some green behind it, and actually used part of the force effect blade that broke. And I glued it all together. I weathered it a little bit. Looks nice inside, so I don't blind you. Let me turn it on so you can see just what it looks like with some of the color coming through. Breaks it up a little bit. You can see it a little better there. Just for looks. And if I tighten down the retention screw, this won't actually come out either. So if I'm just using a hilt for decoration or costume, I can put this guy on the belt. It's going to look real nice. Looks like what you think the bottom of the lightsaber might look like. And then I can put in any of the blades now too. They got a whole bunch. Let me do that last comparison with lights on and lights off. Here's the force effects, and here is the Photon blade with the Cyan LED. So lights on. Didn't really do much to the room. Looks nice. It's a blue color, very pretty. Very sharp looking. Force effects did a great job years and years ago. Just doesn't compare to this though. You can see it's a lot brighter, making my face light up, making a bit of the room light up. Let me do it with the lights off so you really have a good idea. Force effects, then the Photon converted. Nice and bright, lights up the room pretty good behind me. Photon now. You can see the room's pretty much all green. It overpowers the blue so much. Lights up everything in the room. Almost feels like the lights are on. You put them next to each other, you can see it's a lot brighter near the hilt than this is. Looks nicer all the way through to the tip as well. Again, to do the conversion, and they have a bunch of them, you can get parts like this from Custom Saber Shop. This is just a lens holder. They have LEDs. Make sure you get the right thing, and you can order extra parts. They're pretty cheap. Doing the work's kind of the hard part, or you can make your own custom saber as well. You can see here's the Luke. Again, the blade's removable now, so that's a nice bonus. You can put in different blades. They even have what's called day blades, which are blades that show up a really solid color. So in daytime, even if the light doesn't show through, you can see just a color of a saber. It's much brighter, much brighter. It still uses the original batteries. There are things you can do to replace the batteries. I can put in a blade plug, so now I have a nice hilt for decoration. I can also put in the Photon blade, and since I have the blue LEDs in here, the blue, white, the Photon blade reacts with it, gives off the super bright green color. Thank you for watching.